Okay, let's talk about the curvature tool. As you can see, it's right next to the pen tool. We have the curvature tool. There are no tools underneath it. It is kind of similar like the pen tool is. Like the pen tool just has the converting from a line to a curve, and also the pen tool. And yes, there was plus and minus a point, but curvature tool is all in one. And the curvature tool is a little different. There are no handles like it was in the pen tool. So let's go ahead and show you what it's like. So what happens when we click our first point, come to our second point, and I click. And I don't even have to hold. I just click, and you can see that the curve, and you'll see the blue line that's moving, is what happens. And it's more of a smoother curve if you're looking for that. And I can come here, click again. Of course, come back here, do a third one, third one right here. Come back and, of course, complete the shape. Just like the pen tool, you need to complete the shape. So come back to your original point. As you can see, I have the actual circle underneath it, which means it's a full shape. Now, like the pen tool, I can hover over points. As you can see, I can click and I can move them. I don't have to come back into my direct selection tool. I can go right to the point itself and I can move it. And I can actually move it to wherever I want to, and I can actually fine tune it as I'm working. Now you're also going to notice that I have the ability to add a point. So once I'm on a path, I can click here, add a point if I need to, and move it. And it works really well. I really like this. Now, again, it's for more. As you can see, it's got a nice flow to it. I don't have the actual handles, but if I do come here, let's get my point, my anchor. Notice I can still use the direct select tool and move my handles. It's just a different way of drawing. I have a split with my students. Some love the curvature tool, some like the traditional pen tool. It's just kind of your own preference. But notice they kind of flow back and forth. And yes, I can come back and use the pen tool and say I want to delete an anchor. Come back here, I can delete an anchor. It's just a different way of drawing it. So that's how that is with the curvature tool. Let's start over again. Let's delete this. And let's go to our curvature tool. Say I want to put a straight line into it. Yes, I can do that really easy. I can click, and I'm going to just go to my next point. As you can see, I haven't clicked my next point yet, but if I hold that Alt or /Option button again, Option for Mac, Alt for PCs, you're going to notice there's a line underneath my pen. Notice, you can see I have it blinking on and off because I'm hitting the Alt, I'm holding the Alt. Once I do that, that's telling me I'm drawing a line. I click once. I'm still holding the Alt down. I'm clicking again. Now, once I let go, it's going to go back to a curve. So when I click here, notice when I make my next one, it's going to be an actual curve. And yes, I can hold it down, hold it again, come back here. Now it will not start to be a curve until my next point. So I'm just going to come here. But notice, see how this goes all the way around when I do that? Don't want that. I want to come here, straight line, bam, works. So notice that you can convert from one to the other. And yes, I can change these if I need to. I will come here. I can use my anchor point tool. I can click here, pull that out, and create that a curve. Yes, I can still come here, make that a straight line, and notice I have that straight line there too. So a lot of these things work together. It's just about how you want to use your curvature tool. Some people like to come back in and they have that ability where you can adjust and move things, the points while you're working. So instead of going back and forth and going to the direct select tool, that's where I see the biggest thing. But both work really well. I'm happy with both tools. I've used both tools, but I grew up on the pen tool, so that's my preference, and it's just my opinion. So that's how you use your curvature tool.